We're back and we are continuing the UFC Fight Night. Brandon Moreno versus Amir Albazi. Let's get right into it. But before we do, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, and follow, and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever I upload. Let's go. We have the man, the myth, the legend, Derrick Lewis. My bars was hot. Derrick Lewis is the memorable quotes mainly. And we have Jhonata Diniz. Diniz is 8-0, undefeated. His country is Brazil. He stands at 6'4" tall. He weighed at 260 pounds in his last win, has a reach of 79.5 inches and a leg reach of 41 inches. While Derrick Lewis, on the other hand, has a 28 wins, 12 losses and 1 no contest. His country is United States. He stands at 6'3" tall. He weighed at 264 pounds in his last win, has a reach of 79 inches and a leg reach of 43.5 inches. Derrick Lewis has a 2.5 inch leg reach advantage, a 0.5 reach disadvantage, and he has a 1 inch height disadvantage. Diniz has got the height and 0.5 of the reach. Doesn't really add up to much. But Derrick Lewis has a 2.5 inch leg reach. Again, doesn't really add up to too much. Derrick Lewis has a massive record over Diniz, but Diniz is undefeated going into this bout. They are heavyweights, therefore they can throw with power. But let's move on to win buys to see how they've got it done in their previous fights. I want to very quickly jump in because I don't think I mentioned it, but Derrick Lewis wasn't meant to be fighting Jhonata Diniz. He was actually meant to be fighting Alexander Romanov instead, but that fight has been cancelled and that's why he's now fighting Jhonata Diniz. Let's get back to the video. 100% of Jhonata Diniz's fights have been by KO and TKO, therefore he has no other win in any other category here. His average fight time is sitting at 8 minutes and a knockdown average 2, while Derrick Lewis has 82% KO TKO, 4% submission, 14% decision with an average fight time sitting around 9 minutes and a knockdown average of 1. Based on of those stats, Derrick Lewis might need to use his 4% of submission here. He needs to use his grappling, try and get it down. Jhonata Diniz, all 8 of his wins are coming by knockout, therefore he is deadly on the feet. Don't get me wrong, 82% of Derrick Lewis' 28 wins is coming by knockout. Very impressive. But Jhonata Diniz has 8 wins and 8 knockouts. I don't know how spectacular they were. I don't know how quick they were compared to Derrick Lewis's. Jhonata Diniz's fight time is a little bit shorter than Derrick Lewis's. Derrick Lewis does have decisions and submission wins. Therefore, I think that if anything could go wrong in this fight for Derrick Lewis, get it down, go for the grappling, try and win down there. Jhonata Diniz, keep it on the feet. You have that one puncher's chance. So does Derrick Lewis. Maybe Jhonata Diniz likes to set up his punches. Maybe Derrick Lewis likes to set up his punches. But all we know is that these two can throw bombs. Let's move on to significant strikes to see who outperformed who in their last fight. Now, this is based off their last fight, not this fight. A lot of people look at my content and go, you're wrong. This isn't right. This is the UFC stats, guys. I don't pick this shit. This isn't up to me. I talk about the UFC stats. I don't go, oh, his last fight was against this guy, this guy, and this guy. This is how he performed. I don't look at that stuff because that can make you sit there and go, ah, obvious who's going to win. Now we have that little bit of rant over. Let's move on to this. With Derrick Lewis having an average of 2 punches landed per minute, 50% of them being significant strikes, an average of 2 punches absorbed per minute as well, with 40% defense. While Jhonata Diniz, on the other hand, has an average of 4 punches absorbed per minute in his landed per minute in his last fight, a 53% significant strikes, an average of 3 punches absorbed per minute, with a defense of 55%. Output-wise and significant strikes go into Diniz's favour, but the defense also goes into Diniz's favour, except the absorbing. His opponent output a little bit more than Derrick Lewis's. His opponent landed a little bit more than Derrick Lewis's, actually. I shouldn't say outputted because we don't know what their output was. But he landed a little bit more than Derrick Lewis's. But you can see that Jhonata Diniz, again, this could be based off of a full 15-minute fight. It could be based off of a 1-minute fight. That's the only annoying thing about this site is you can't really sit here and be like, okay, this is exactly how long their last fight went. We can easily base it off of that. Jhonata Diniz, based off his last fights, based off these stats, he did a lot better than Derrick Lewis did, except for when it comes to absorbing. He absorbed a little bit more, but he does have a lot more output than Derrick Lewis. So if Derrick Lewis can't match the output of Jhonata, he could struggle. But let's move on to the grappling to see if it does go down or if it does go into any form of grappling, who can get it done. With Derrick Lewis having an average of 1 takedown, 26% takedown accuracy, 52% takedown defense with a submission average of 0. Jhonata Diniz, on the other hand, had a 0 takedown average, a 0% takedown accuracy, and a 70% takedown defense with a submission average of also 0. Based on just off of these stats, Derrick Lewis attempted a few takedowns, didn't get many. His takedown accuracy was very poor. His takedown defense was also fairly poor. Comparing it to Diniz, it was terrible. Diniz had a very good takedown defense, although Diniz I don't think even attempted one takedown, therefore he got 0% takedown accuracy and a 0 takedown average. Basing off of the full fight, I think Jhonata Diniz should try and keep it on the feet, try and go for that knockout, try and get the spectacular knockout win. I think Derrick Lewis should also try and hurt Diniz, but I think that if everything goes wrong, try and get it down, go for a submission win, try and beat him in the grappling. I think this could be a very tough fight for Derrick Lewis. I mean, you've seen that Jhonata Diniz has the output. He has the height. He has a little bit of reach. Not too much reach. But Diniz also has the takedown defense. Derrick Lewis might struggle in this one and could probably lose. But this is just my thoughts and my opinions and my predictions, basically. What do you guys think? Who do you think wins and how do you think win? Apart from that, I will catch you in a bit. Take care and peace.